All right, guys, welcome back to day 6. Wait, welcome back to day 6? No. Welcome to day 6 of the gospel readings. I just want to say thank you for watching and reading with me. If you are, I also want to encourage you to also start spreading the word of Jesus because we need it. You can just start off by making shorts, and when you feel the push to make videos like this one or just go out and talk about it, then go ahead and do that. And just make one short. That's all you need to do right now. Just make one short a day, actually. And trust me, it'll be really cool. So yesterday, we talked about the days before Jesus' arrest, which was in 2 different chapters, in 2 different gospels. The Gospel of Mark and the Gospel of John. Chapters, I forgot. I was going to do a 3-day thing, but I ended up doing probably like a 4. So yesterday we talked about the arrest, or days before the arrest. Today we're talking about, you'll find out. And then tomorrow is death. And the next day would be the resurrection of Jesus Christ. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this reading. And we'll go right into the notebook. Alright, here's the notebook. Let's flip open. Boom. Alright, here we are in the notebook, the Gospel of Mark, chapter 14, verses 32 through 42. These little dots, or lines, dashes, just mean Mark, so I'm just like repeating what I said right there. But we got chapter 14, verses 43 through 52. Chapter 15, verses 21 through 32. I added this little thing over here. We're just going to skim through these. We're not actually going to read the whole chapter, or not chapter. Read all the verses in here. We're just going to skim through them. But I did add that little plus, just so you know what that means. The topic for today, Jesus' arrest and crucifixion. These come from the stories / writings. The first one is from Gethsemane. I hope I'm saying that right. Where the Mount of Olives are. The next one is Jesus arrested. And the added ones, there are 3. Even though it only looks like 2 right there. There are 3 other ones that we're going to go through. And then the actual crucifixion of Jesus. Words I didn't know. I didn't find any. So there are none. Hopefully you know all the words. If not, just comment down a word that you need me to find. Or if you would like, you can pause the video and go look it up online real quick and then come back. Words to know. I didn't really find any either, other than crucifixion, which is just a capital punishment where people are put on a wooden cross and nailed to it, left to hang until they die. I'll actually put the definition right below, right there. So yeah. Alright, so that's it. Let's go ahead and go into the Bible. Alright, here we are in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 14, which is actually right over here. Boop. In verse 32, Gethsemane, that's the first one. We'll read all the way to here. Then the second one, Jesus arrested, verse 43, which goes to the next page. So I'll go ahead and flip all the way to 52. So we'll end right here for that one. And these are the extra ones that we'll just go ahead and skim through. They are very important, so we won't skim through a lot of it. We'll just make sure we get the right amount of information we need. I'll probably read these down here, but the next part, let's actually go back one, is right here, the crucifixion of Jesus, which is our last part, verse 21 all the way to 32. So right here we'll end. Also, I forgot, this is also the extra part, so we'll skim through this as well. I also forgot about this little extra bit right here. This one goes with Gethsemane as well as this one. So boom, boom. there isn't any one for this, extra bit for this, so the only other extra bit is right here for the crucifixion, which is 21 through 32, which is right here, but it says 16 through 32, and the 16th one is right here. Let's go ahead and start reading. Gethsemane, verse 32. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James, and John along with him, and he began to be deeply distressed and troubled. "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death," he said to them. "Stay here and keep watch." Going a little further, he fell to the ground and prayed that, if possible, the hour might pass from him. "Abba, Father," he said, "everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will." Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Simon," he said to Peter, "are you asleep? Couldn't you keep watch for 1 hour? Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Once more he went away and prayed the same thing. When he came back, he again found them sleeping. Because their eyes were heavy, they did not know what to say to him. Returning the third time, he said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough, the hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." Alright, now for the extra bit. Chapter 14, verses 32 through 42. Jesus opened his heart to Peter, James, and John. "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death." In this way, Jesus demonstrates the qualities that are important for us as well: honesty, transparency, and trust. Jesus evidently needed others for support in this hour of agony shortly before his death. If Jesus needed human support to face his trials, we must need it even more. It is important that we develop a network of relationships in which we are held accountable to our commitments. When we develop and maintain meaningful human relationships, we are creating a network of support that will help us sustain our spiritual growth. Chapter 14, verses 35 through 36. Jesus expressed his true feelings as he prayed for his Father to remove the cup of suffering that he faced. But he never rebelled against God's will. He was willing to suffer and die so that we could experience forgiveness from sin and redemption from its painful effects. And as much as we might want to escape certain occasions of suffering, we must submit all such desires to God's will. God may lead us into some tough experiences, but as painful as they may be, we can be assured that he has our best in mind. We can also be sure that he will stand up with us throughout the process. Jesus arrested. Verse 43. Just as he was speaking, Judas, one of the 12, appeared. With him was a crowd armed with swords and clubs, sent from the chief priests, the teachers of the law, and the elders. Now the betrayer had arranged a signal with them. "The one I kiss is the man. Arrest him and lead him away under guard." Going at once to Jesus, Judas said, "Rabbi," and kissed him. The men seized Jesus and arrested him. Then one of those standing near drew his sword and struck the servant of the high priest, cutting off his ear. "Am I leading a rebellion," said Jesus, "that you have come out with swords and clubs to capture me? Every day I was with you, teaching in the temple courts, and you did not arrest me. But the scripture must be fulfilled." Then everyone deserted him and fled. A young man, wearing nothing but a linen garment, was following Jesus. When they seized him, he fled naked, leaving his garment behind. 1 through 15 for here, and 53 through 65. Right here, this talks about this. So, Jesus himself endured injustice. He was lied about, falsely accused, and convicted, and physically tortured. But instead of returning words or blows in kind, he entrusted himself to his Father's care. So basically that's what that's talking about. Here's 1 through 15. Pilate stated at least 3 times that he found no guilt in Jesus, yet he handed Jesus over for execution. Strong emotions on the part of the Jews and Pilate's desire to pacify them at all costs led to the punishment of an innocent man. We have a lot in common with Pilate. We often sacrifice the truth in order to please the crowd. Our challenge is to stand firm in our faith and not succumb to the world's sinful demands. This part just talks about Peter disowning Jesus. So, if you didn't know already, Jesus predicted before he was arrested that Peter would disown him 3 times before the rooster crowed, and that's exactly what happened, which is crazy. So in this part right here where it says the soldiers mocked Jesus, it just states it right here. Jesus suffered the ultimate in humiliation and torture when he was spat upon, beaten, mocked, and nailed to a cross. The crucifixion of Jesus. Verse 21. A certain man from Cyrene, Simon, the father of Alexander and Rufus, was passing by on his way in from the country, and they forced him to carry the cross. They brought Jesus to a place called Golgotha, which means the place of the skull. Then they offered him wine mixed with myrrh, but he did not take it, and they crucified him. Dividing up his clothes, they cast lots to see what each would get. It was 9 a.m. when they crucified him. The written notice of the charge against him read, "The King of the Jews." They crucified 2 rebels with him, one on his right hand and one on his left. Those who passed by hurled insults at him, shaking their heads, saying, "So, you are going to destroy the temple and build it in 3 days. Come down from the cross and save yourself." In the same way, the chief priests and the teachers of the law mocked him among themselves. He saved others, and they said, "But he can't save himself. Let this Messiah, this King of Israel, come down now from the cross, that he may see and believe." Those crucified with him also heaped insults at him. I just want to add that the guy, one of them, didn't actually heap insults at him. Literally, he didn't. One of them actually asked Jesus to let him into heaven, and he said, "Today you will be in paradise." I forgot exactly how it went. It's in the Bible. If you go read it, I'll put the verse right here over this passage. So, boom. Chapter 15, verses 16 through 32. Jesus suffered the ultimate in humiliation and torture when he was spat upon, beaten, mocked, and nailed to a cross. Knowing that Jesus endured all this to provide for our redemption should cause us to be grateful. No matter how terrible our past, no matter how great our mistakes, Jesus has paid the penalty for our sins. Because of his suffering, we can have a true relationship with God. Alright guys, so thank you for watching and thank you for listening to this reading with me. I really appreciate it. And I appreciate you 9 subscribers. I got 9 subscribers in only, well, not only, but in 6 days. That's actually pretty cool. Even though 4 of them are both my brothers, so 2 of them are one brother, 2 of them are the other. But what you should get from this reading is that Jesus Christ was beaten, crucified, mocked, spit on, all throughout his arrest, or all throughout after his arrest. And the fact that he endured that much pain and did not retaliate at all, did not say, "Come save me, Father, these people are wicked." He died for you and for me because he knew, and the Father knew, that we needed someone so that we would be saved. Otherwise, we would all end up in a hell. And yeah. Also, I saw this on a video. It just basically said, God is just. And if we had not had a sacrifice, so if we had not had Jesus, we would all be in hell because he's a just God. The reason we have Jesus Christ today, or not today, but Jesus Christ as a sacrifice, was so he could be just and the justifier. if that makes sense. He could be the justice, and the justifier. So yeah. The first 2 days I did favorite candy and least favorite candy. Now, if y'all want to comment, whatever y'all need to comment, just comment your favorite Bible verse. I know it's hard to choose because, except for maybe this one right here, I'm about to show you. This is what I put on my thumbnail every day. Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. For the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. Joshua 1:9. But yeah, my aunt actually gave that to me, so thank you, Aunt Kristen, for that book. Or actually, it was the casing. The book itself is pretty cool. I'll actually show y'all that. So this is what it looks like. It's kind of like that one, I forgot that one dude's name, but he has the 3 nails kind of thing. I don't know if this is where it came from because I'm not completely sure where it came from. Why is that on there? But yeah, it has my name on it and everything, which is kind of cool. Also, it has this on the side. It says Every Man's Bible. It has a bunch of stuff in there talking about how men play a role in life and how the Bible talks about it. So yeah, obviously we got the New International Version, NIV, and I can't really read that. I think it says Tyndale, if y'all know what that is. But yeah, pretty cool book. I'll put the link in the description so that y'all can look at it. I don't remember how expensive it was, but yeah, there's the Joshua 1:9 verse. And yeah, it's a pretty cool Bible. And the casing is a W as well. That's the casing. It's got a little handle. And this zipper has a cross on it, which is cool. I really love that. But yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.